So I want to tell you now about some ways you might go about finding a job, going through the interview process and thinking about the skills that you have and how those can apply to a future career you develop in SEO. In any job finding, it starts with your knowledge of self, your own skills, your own talents, your own interests. You're in this course because you've expressed and are developing an interest in SEO, but you're coming from a background. Maybe it's in IT, or maybe it's in content marketing, or maybe it's in web, or maybe it's in a field well beyond digital. But having a knowledge of your own skills and how those can apply is really the place to start. And I think that's always critical in job finding, to know yourself and are you really passionate about and do you want to follow through on the interview process. Knowledge of the industry is also critical. In some ways it goes without saying because you do need to understand the industry you're going to work in. But in this industry that moves so quickly with Google and Bing and Yahoo always coming out with new changes, it's critical to stay current with what's taking place. One of the best ways to do this is to take a look at the documentation that is provided by some of these companies. You can go, for example, to the Google Webmaster Help section on the web and read the technical documentation about how Google recommends you develop a website. You can also look at the same for what Bing might say or how YouTube might suggest you set up web videos and the text and the descriptions that surround those that make them more available for search. And these kinds of documentation is also available from Naver, from Yandex, and from Baidu. You can also read newsletters and subscribe to RSS feeds or log into places like Search Engine Land, Search Engine Watch, eConsultancy, Digital Marketer. There's dozens of industry experts that have blogs, but also publicize what they write on in some of these publications. So I strongly recommend you participate in reading, but also become part of that community. You can log in and provide commentary and develop an understanding, but also engage with the community. So that's a great way to also engage in the industry. The last, of course, would be to go on Twitter and LinkedIn and follow the people that you think, either through searching for them or finding referrals, that have expertise in the SEO industry. The third is knowledge of jobs. What are the jobs available in this industry? Now, there's many that you could think of. One would be an entry-level analyst. That's what we might call an SEO analyst, someone who steps into a role and they're doing some of the basic work about keyword research and content marketing, perhaps not working so much directly with a stakeholder or with a client, perhaps not working so much with reporting, but they're helping with some of that critical basic work that needs to be done. The second would be a strategist who is thinking more about how do we drive the strategy and how do we influence a stakeholder to follow through on the recommendations. And a third type of role might be someone who's a little bit more thinking about the analysis and reporting and how they can take the numbers and make a business case for that SEO strategy. But once you've developed some knowledge of jobs, or along the way, you can also use LinkedIn in particular, which is a great global resource. By setting up your LinkedIn profile as someone interested and looking for jobs in SEO, you will then be served job postings that are relevant to that industry. You can also go and review profiles on LinkedIn for people that have described themselves as a search engine professional and use the keywords that might be relevant for this industry. By looking at their background and how they got from where they were to where they are today, that will also give you not only the know-how, but some confidence that you can come from any industry into this one if you develop the right skills that can be transferred and make you successful. The fourth critical area in finding a job is one that most of us know of. It's your people and networks and how you can expand your network so that you get access to the jobs that are available before they become known on the marketplace. One of the best ways to do this is to do what are called informational interviews, where you might identify somebody either in your local area or online that you can interview. Someone who does SEO full-time. Maybe they're in an agency or they do consulting or they work in-house. But you can spend 15 or 30 minutes with them and understanding what do they like about what they do, what do they not like, how did they get into their job, and do they have any suggestions for how you might connect with them or their network. That can be one of the best ways for you to expand your network and develop relationships, but also learn the reality of what it takes to succeed in this field.